Lights, camera, action, I'm splashing. You're talking to the Rolex wearer, diamond ring wearer, kiss them, wheel and dip, limousine ride, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these Detroit Lions down.
Pussy. What up, though, everybody? It's Mr. Lights, Camera, Action. I'm splashing, bringing you another episode of UpnSmoke. I am your host. This podcast is powered by the space station, so I don't have to tell you who's behind the camera, because you know it's the best. Wow, what a weekend. You know, as I put my guitar up, and I actually get to sit down now for once, to recharge my batteries. This was my birthday this past Saturday on the 14th. And now I actually got a chance to finally sit down. I could put my guitar up and actually recharge my batteries. You know, I get to thinking of what I'm grateful for. And I have unwavering amount of gratitude and things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the people in my life and the people that I share my birthday with. I shared it with who I was supposed to share it with. So I appreciate that. And I give you guys a fact. A couple ball players in the NFL that I share the same birthday with, the 14th. Detroit native Desmond King. Seattle's very own DK Metcalf. So that's funny and pretty interesting there. As you guys know, my last episode last week, I had a special guest on the show, my homeboy Gary. We go way back since Little League. And I'm thankful for that. And the favor that he answered for me there. And he actually did fairly good for his first time, so I can appreciate that. Gary, I thank you, brother. I'll see you again soon. Now we can get into this Week 15 recap. This was a wild week in the NFL, I must say so myself. Rams at Frisco. In a game you thought you'd see two high-powered offenses and a slew of touchdowns, you see the exact opposite in this one, as it was all field goals. But Rams kicked 4 field goals to get the win in this slop bowl, 12-6. You know, Rams, you started the season 1-4. Now you're sitting first in the NFC West. Kansas City on the road at Cleveland. Only thing that we had to worry about in this one was Pat Mahomes' ankle there. It was as he took a hit there and his leg was all bent up like a Charleston chew. X-rays come back negative. You know, my homeboy, you still throw for 2 touchdowns in this one. One to Smith-Schuster, the other one to Noah Gray. Chiefs live to see another day, 21-7. Washington at New Orleans. You know, Marshawn Lattimore's return home back to where it all started. Jaden Daniels, you throw for 2 touchdowns in this one. AK-41, Alvin Kamara. You had that sweet-ass one-handed touchdown grab there, but it was not enough. As Commanders march in over the Saints 20-19 on a New Orleans failed 2-point conversion to win the game. That's a tough break for the Saints. Bengals at Tennessee. Joe Burrow, you set a Bengals record for the most touchdowns in franchise history in a single season with 36, breaking your previous record of 35 back in 22. Jamar Chase, you had 9 catches in this one, 95 yards. T. Higgins, you had 80 yards in this one and a touchdown. Bengals flipped themselves into a victory, 37-27. Ravens on the road at the Giants. Lamar Jackson, you passed for 5 touchdowns in this one. And you guys served the Giants their franchise record tying 9th straight loss. Ravens flock over the Giants 35-14. Cowboys at Panthers. What a rush. How you like my hawk and animal homage of the Legion of Doom? WWF fans, I'm sure you can appreciate that. Just like I'm sure Dallas appreciate Cooper Rush as he throws for a career-high 3 touchdowns. Yes, CD caught one of those 3 touchdowns. The Cowboys forced 4 turnovers as they beat Carolina Panthers 30-14. Jets at Jacksonville. In a vintage-like fashion, A-Rod and your best friend all over again, Davante Adams, explode in this one. 289 yards and 3 touchdowns out of you, A-Rod. 9 catches, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns out of you, Davante Adams. Ahmad Gardner, you added an interception to your latest sauce recipe. Only highlight for Jacksonville in this one and really the whole damn season. Brian Thomas Jr., you had yourself a game, 10 catches, over 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jets fly past the Jags 32-25. Dolphins at Texans. I thought this was going to be an absolute shootout, only to find out this was an absolute dud. Okay, Nico Collins, you did manage to have 2 touchdowns in this game. The Texans defense forced 4 turnovers in a 20-12 win over the Finns. Say it loud. I'm CJ Stroud. Despite you throwing 2 touchdowns, you only passed for 130 yards in this one. Fuck. Colts at Denver. Despite Denver being down in this one for most of the first half, they managed to come back just off the strength of their defense. They forced 5 takeaways here in this one. AR5, Anthony Richardson, you had 170 yards and 2 picks. Bo Nix, you had 130 yards, 3 touchdowns along with 3 picks. Still, despite the Colts losing, Jonathan Taylor, you had over 100 yards rushing in this one. You would have had a touchdown to go along with that if you only remember to take the ball across the plane of the end zone with you. Denver 31, Colts 13. Steelers at the Eagles. In the words of Jalen Hurts. So that's what y'all wanted to see, huh? You know what, Jalen? Yes. Matter of fact, yes, Jalen, it is. You using both your superstar wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They both had over 100 yards and a touchdown each. Glad to see you and A.J. back on the same page, too, as well. I get it. We can all shut up now. Your 3 touchdowns propel the Eagles over the Steelers, 27-13, for a franchise best 10th straight win. Pats at the Cards. Just like I predicted the Cards would get a win, they did just that here. Kyler Murray, you had 224 yards, but it was all the ground game for Arizona. James Conner, you had 110 yards and 2 touchdowns in this one as the Cards beat the Pats at home 30-17, snapping a 3-game losing streak. Bucks at Chargers. Like my guest said on my last show, when the lights are bright, Justin Herbert don't put up a fight. As Baker Mayfield ducks and counters with 4 touchdowns, as the Bucs steamroll past the Chargers 40-17. Money Mike Evans, you had 2 touchdowns in this one, 159 yards. You need 250 more yards for 1,000, and you know why. Bettors, you might as well take Mike Evans over in yards for the rest of the season. Thank me later. Packers on the road against Seattle in the 12th man. Romeo, wherefore out thy Romeo? That's probably the question I'm sure Jordan Love was asking. And Romeo Dobbs answered with 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love, you had over 230 yards in the air in this one as Packers shred the Hawks 30-13. Bears at Minnesota. Really wasn't much to see in this one other than Justin Jefferson and the Vikings delivering a tribute to Randy Moss. As we found out in the past recent weeks, Moss was diagnosed with cancer. He had surgery, now a cancer survivor. This one hit me hard. Those that know me know I'm a Moss fan. He's my favorite player to ever grace the gridiron. And just like cancer was in his family, cancer's been in my family as well. Took my father a few years back. And my mother was a cancer survivor as well. So this one definitely hit home. Basically what I'm saying is fuck cancer. Shouts out to all the cancer survivors out there, okay? And prayers to everybody that's going through cancer and their families. And prayers to Randy Moss. Vikings stomp division rival Bears 30-12. Falcons at the Raiders. You know, despite the Birds getting a win in this one, 2 takeaways I got from this game, you know, other than my Raiders needing a quarterback. Maybe Shadur Sanders and Cam Ward, shall we? But you know what? The Falcons, you got yours. We're just waiting for you to play them. You know, as I look at my watch, it's Michael Penix time. Falcons fly high over the Raiders, 15-9. And that was it for the Week 15 recap. Let's get into these UpnSmoke players of the week. I got a couple of them this week. We're going to start it off with Cooper Rush. He set a career high 3 touchdowns in the win over Carolina. Joe Burrow, my other UpnSmoke player. You set a Bengals franchise touchdown record for 36 in the season, breaking your previous in 22 of 35. My other UpnSmoke players, A-Rod, in a vintage-like performance. I thought I seen shades of Green Bay in you in this one. You had 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and you got the win. Shouts out to A-Rod. I know you had a good batch of ayahuasca after that one. And you know what? I got to do this. I really got to do this. My next UpnSmoke player is Josh Allen. You know, you got an MVP type of season going on there, Josh. In this one, you had 362 yards and 2 touchdowns against my Lions. You also had 68 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on the ground as you came into my hometown, Detroit, and fed my Lions a slice of humble pie. Oh, Josh, what a guy. Pussy. I had a decent week for betting last week. Me and my guy went back and forth. Let's just say we were both above 500. So we're just going to keep it at that. Let's get into this week 16 slate of games. You know, Thursday we got a pretty good one here. This is a division rival in the AFC West. We got the Denver Broncos. Got Harbaugh and the Chargers. You know, this one's going to be interesting. Both quarterbacks are pretty good. Justin Herbert, when the lights are bright, you don't put up a fight. Hope you can put up a fight in this one because they got Bo Nix coming into town. You know I'm a Bo Nix guy. I think I'm going to ride with the Chargers, though, at home. I think Jim Harbaugh ain't going to let this one go. Now, Saturday, we got a couple games going. 1 o'clock slate of games. We got the Houston Texans and we at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs, you know the deal with them last week. Texans, you also got a win last week. Shouts out to you, CJ Stroud. Say it loud. Well, I think, you know what? You guys might actually win this game. If Pat Mahomes don't play, I'll take you guys to win. But if Pat Mahomes does play, let's just say KC's going to pocket that hush money because they're going to get the win at home. Now, Saturday, 4:30, we got the Steelers at Ravens. Sheesh. Another divisional rival, AFC matchup. This one's going to be real gritty. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I'm going to take the Ravens at home. Ravens, you just lost to the Eagles. And this is going to be a good game here, a slobber knocker, as both teams are going to rely on their defenses and their quarterbacks to keep them in this one. I'm going to take the Ravens there at home. Steelers, George Pickens, are you going to play in this one? If you do, I know you'll be giving the Ravens corners fits, but I'm going to take the Ravens there at home. Sunday, 1 o'clock now. We got the Giants at Falcons. Fuck. I couldn't tell you who the quarterback is for the Giants. So the Falcons, what type of quarterback are we going to get out of Kirk Cousins? Lord knows. Maybe you might see Michael Penix in this one. Either way, I'm taking Atlanta at home. Now we got the Lions at Bears. Okay, Lions are on the road. Listen, we're all beat up. Excuse me. I'm just going to read you something real quick, okay, about the Lions and what we're stacked up against, right? Get a load of this, okay? Not only did I know we were playing on a crutch and doing it for Hutch, but it looks like we're doing it for 22 others. David Montgomery, Aleem McNeil, Alex Anzalone, Carlton Davis, Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes, Jalen Reeves-Maben, Khalif Raymond, Ife Melifonwu, Khalil Dorsey, Ennis Rakestraw, Marcus Davenport, Mekhi Wingo. Yes, that's it. I just read you the Lions injured reserve list. So not only are we playing against our opponents, we're fighting against the injured reserve list as well. We're fighting to keep our guys alive. And if you know, like I know, the best ability for a player is your availability. Lions, we lost that last one last week to Josh Allen. You know what? We've been doing this shit for 12 weeks. Whatever. We serve a loss. We'll take our humble pie. We'll recharge, get fired up, back at it next week. Now we play the Bears. You know, the Bears kept it close last game. Now we play them there. Lions, even though what we're stacked up against, I still like us to get a win there on the road because we're simply the better team. We got the Cleveland Browns on the road at the Bengals. Cleveland Browns, you just benched Jameis Winston. You got Dorial Thompson-Robinson starting. He's pretty decent. Not good enough for Joe Burrow and them Bengals. I'm taking Cincinnati at home. We got the Titans at the Colts. This is a divisional battle. I'm going to take the Colts in this one at home. I couldn't tell you who the Tennessee Titans quarterback is. This is going to be a good one. You got the Rams at the Jets. Jets defense, they're starting to come along there. Sauce Gardner, you just recently got an interception. That's your first one dating back for about a year and a half now. Glad to see you got one there. I think you and your guys might sneak away with one here against the Rams in an upset. We got Eagles at Washington. This is an NFC divisional matchup. I'm going to take the Eagles there on the road. I just think that they're steamrolling their opponents. This ain't going to be nothing new. You got the Cardinals at Panthers. I think this one is going to be the battle for who's the fucking got the taller quarterback. As the Cardinals got Kyler Murray, he's about 5'8". Bryce Young and the Panthers, he's about 5'8" as well, 5'9". That really don't matter. Panthers, you've been playing good though these last couple weeks, showing a lot of effort there. Cardinals, you recently just won last week, and I like you to get a win here on the road. We got 405 slate of games. You got the Vikings at the Seahawks. The way Minnesota's going, I really want you to lose. But I don't think you're going to lose in this one. I know Geno Smith, you got banged up last week and beat up. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be this week. Maybe Sam Howell. It don't matter. Vikes got Sam Darnold. Taking the Vikings on the road. 425 slate, we got the Patriots at the Bills. This is a divisional rival. You know what? I'm taking Josh Allen for the thrills. You know what? They just got what's going on, and he's having an MVP-like season. 425, you got the Jaguars at the Raiders. If you think I'm going to sit here on my couch and tell you that my Raiders are going to lose to the fucking Jaguars, you're out of your skull. All right? With no Max Crosby, I'm going to take the Raiders there to win at home. How about that? 425, we also got the 49ers at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins being at home. Niners, you're all beat up. How are you going to come to the game, Deebo Samuel, in a fucking skirt looking like an auntie? Jesus Christ. Cross-dresser, with all due respect. I think I'm going to take the Dolphins there at home. 8:20 game, Sunday night. This is prime time. We got the Bucks at the Cowboys. Sunday, our 8:20 game. This is prime time. We got Well, and it's the Bake Show. Bake Show in the box, taking on Dallas Cowboys. They're Cowboys at home. Listen, I know Cowboys did what they're doing last week, but you know what? I'm taking the Bucs to steamroll them this week, just like the Bucs steamrolled the Chargers last week. Okay, you got to pay attention. Monday, we got the Saints at Packers. Listen, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback for the Saints because I'm going to take Green Bay. If Green Bay, you lose this one, well, now you're only proving that you don't even deserve to fight along against the Lions. Piss motherfuckers. But I'm going to take you guys there at home. Well, as I put the blunt out, I think that's all the smoke for today. I say this every episode, and you know this. This is brick by brick, and this week ain't no better. I appreciate all the love. I see it. I appreciate you guys tapping in with me every week as I try to be as consistent as possible, me and my team. Listen, this week is no different. Lions, you face a big challenge. Like I said, we're not only playing against the IR, but we're playing against these Bears, and they kept it close last go around. So you know what that is, and you know what this is. Up in smoke, pussy. I can't keep it together today, man. Health, peace. How did I do?